Are you thinking about spending your stimulus money on a new gun? Well, let's take a look at some things you might want to consider. Hey guys, it's Kelly here from Armed and Feminine. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, thumbs up button if you'd like, and let's take a look at what we have to offer today. So I had a guy call me from another state and he said, "Oh, I follow you on social media and it seems like you know what you're talking about." Pulled another one. But anyway, we had a great conversation and I gave him some ideas as he was getting started. But one of the questions he asked me was, "What do you think the best guns are for women?" And I had to think about that and I thought, there really aren't the best guns. Everybody's a little bit different, but I do have some recommendations and these aren't necessarily just for women. So let's take a look at what I have out here in 9mm on the table. So with your stimulus money, if it's going to be about $1,400, you can afford pretty much anything on this table. But you might need to be a little bit budget friendly. When you're shopping for a gun, there are a few criteria that you really should be considering before you even pick up any gun. First and foremost, the purpose of the gun. Is this going to be a gun just for home defense? Or is it going to be something that you conceal carry? Because that will lead you to a very different decision, quite possibly. The second one, and also the most important, can we have two most importants? Today we do. Reliability. Reliability. When you need the gun to go bang, you don't want to hear click. So make sure that you look at some reviews very carefully about reliability. Manufacturers' websites are going to tell you the best things, but ask your friends how they like guns too. Third one is going to be fit or feel. How does this feel in my hand? How does it fit? Can I reach all of the controls with just one hand? You never know when you may just be one-handed, so you got to be able to hit all of the controls. And then lastly, the budget. Champagne taste, beer budget, we all have it. We all want all the guns, but it's just not practical when our car needs to be repaired or we need a new refrigerator. So let's get started. Here are the 9mm I'm going to go over today. And make sure you stay tuned because you're going to hear a really big surprise come out of this mouth at the end. So let's take a look first at the SIGs. You know, the Sig P365 came out a few years ago and it was to rival the Glock 43 in terms of being compact and effective. And the drawback to the Glock 43 was its capacity. So when Sig came out with their 10 capacity, this ended up being amazing. And it flew off the shelves, and with good reason, because A, it's reliable. It met the goal of being a great concealed carry pistol. It was easy for most people to reach all of the controls. And it was within most people's budget, although slightly more expensive than a few others. However, a lot of people felt that it was too small for them. Here we go into the fit piece. So they came out with their XL. I actually really like this one myself as well. When I was injured and one-armed, this was the gun that I actually shot the best one-handed, left-handed. So the XL gives us a little more length, a little more room for our grip, which of course I really appreciate. And we actually get 12 rounds of capacity in the XL. So although these are incredibly similar, just the extra space gives you 12 more rounds. So for a sleek, compact gun, that is amazing. Just so you know, we're going to be doing another video about some 380s and Sig that they did not get to debut at SHOT Show this year. They're coming out with this in a 380. I think it's going to be a winner. And I love it. They're calling it for the recoil sensitive person. So it too will have a capacity of 10. All right, so let's move along to some Glocks. All right, of course, I do like Glocks. They are reliable. They will eat anything you feed them, period. They just work. People either love them or they hate them, but I happen to love them, even though they'll say the little plastic gun. They're polymer. They just work. The newest one out here, the Glock 43X, sort of the hybrid between the single stack 43 and the 19. Love it. I haven't found anybody that doesn't like it yet. This too fits pretty much the majority of most hands. You could use this for either home defense or for a carry gun. Easy to reach all of the controls. It is very concealable, although I don't have a holster for it right now. How about that? I can catch anything usually. All righty, and so where I carry, right here, it is nice and slim to the backside, and it has a great capacity. So this one was to come back and rival the 365 that originally rivaled the Glock 43. Now, even more interesting, with this particular gun, holster gone. Watch this. I have to figure out where I put it in one of my pockets. We're going to take out that that 10 round capacity shield arms. Now makes a compatible magazine 15 rounds into that Glock 43X. Oh my word, that is just absolutely amazing. So the other piece to this that some of these other smaller compact guns do, my pinky fits right where it needs to be. And it feels better to me if you're somebody who doesn't really care and, you know, don't mind wrapping the pinky. I'm just going to do this for demonstration underneath. This gives you a really nice base. The other piece about this 15 round magazine is it doesn't really lend any more, you know, height, I guess, or length. So it's not really going to protrude at all when you're concealed carrying. If you can find one, they sell out like mad. Sometimes you have a really long wait to get one of these. Get one. All righty. So back to the Glock family. We'll just share these together. The 19, the most popular selling gun in the world. Why? Because it works. It's reliable. Now, in terms of carry, these are a little more difficult for people depending on your size, especially for women. I will have gals who say to me, "Oh, it's easy for you. You're skinny." It's not. It's more difficult for somebody of slight frame to be able to hide something because it sticks out like a tumor all over. However, if this is going to be just for home defense for you, these are really great options. I have so many older women who have chosen the 19 or the 17. If you've ever seen the picture of me training the lady in the wheelchair with really cripply hands, she bought the 17. She keeps it next to her on her nightstand. Why? Because it's bigger, those hands that don't work so well can grip the back of, let me pull this out here, the back of the slide a lot more easily for racking. So don't discount a bigger gun if you have older hands or hands that don't work so well. You can watch our racking video to figure out an easy way to do it. Really good guns, huge capacity, 15 and 17. So on to another story. The guy from my local gun shop where I take all of my ladies to shop because, you know, they're super friendly to us. He said to me, "Kelly, what do you want me to tell people when they come in here and say, I don't know what I want? Tell me what I should get." He said, "What should I tell them to get?" Such a difficult recommendation to do because of all of these reasons. And I said flat out, when somebody doesn't know what they want, sell them a shield. A Smith & Wesson, good old standby shield. Yes, that's what I said. Why? Well, it works. It fits pretty much every person, and anybody that I have given this gun to shoots it well, and it's super budget friendly. It's going to be a couple $100 less than any other gun that is on this table. So if you don't have an opportunity to try a number of things before you buy them, and you are very budget focused, a shield you can't go wrong with. It will go bang, it will fit your hand, and you will most likely be able to shoot it very well. The only drawback compared to these other guns is going to be capacity of 8+1. So big deal. Carry a few extra mags on your belt. That'll work too. So some honorable mentions. You're going to say, "Kelly, you don't have a Hellcat on there." Well, one, I don't have a Hellcat to show you. But two, when I shot the Hellcat and my friends shot it, we all felt it was a little bit snappy. And I shared that with the manufacturers, and the one guy said, "Well, yeah, it is a little bit because it is small and it's trying to load a whole pile of capacity in it to rival the 365. I'm not down in it. I'm just saying that I felt like it was really snappy in my hands. And so that the felt recoil, which I usually control really well, I felt it. I felt it. So try it for yourself if you like. The H and K lines, also incredibly reliable, but also very expensive. I don't have one. If you want to try one, usually generally a good gun. All right, so an honorable mention here for the Sig P938. A lot of people choose this gun. It is incredibly accurate to shoot. It actually feels pretty good in the hand as well. It's a little bit heavy. It's heavy on this side. Now this one has an aftermarket grip, and you'll also notice that it's fairly wide. And this one has the finger grooves. Some people like or don't like those finger grooves. So in terms of fit, make sure that that's something that you prefer. So when we look at this, I can certainly hit all of the controls with one hand. What I don't like about it, and I'll tell you why I don't like about it, is that with this gun, any 1911 style gun with that super sweet quick trigger must be carried, and we'll say locked and loaded with that safety in the on position because that trigger is super quick. Now, what I have found is when I am training ladies and I get their adrenaline up and running when they draw this gun, many of them forget to disengage that safety. That would go for any gun that came with an external manual safety. If you are going to use a external manual safety on your gun, let me get it back up here again. Gosh, cut. If you're going to use this, you must train your brain to do this every single time you draw. And that's where the problem comes in, is that folks aren't training enough. One, they're saving ammo, or two, they're not finding the time to go out, or doing this with every single draw. It's not part of our brain's natural response system to disengage this. So I have seen girls fail because of this external safety. So just keep that in mind. So here we have it. I'm going to put this back in slide lock. These are a few of my favorite things. I was never in musicals. But anyway, these are a few of my favorite things. So if you're interested in any of those, find a friend that has one or go ahead and rent one at the gun shop. And remember, if you don't know, go home with the shield. I'm Kelly from Armed and Feminine. Hit the subscribe button. And remember, it's your life. Protect it.